Hello, everyone. Hello. How are you guys
Hello.
doing?
Hello.
For Levecchia and her husband, the link is in the stream. So come on in, guys, and join us. And for everyone else, we're just glad you're here, honey. We're just glad you showed up today on this beautiful, amazing day. Hello, Karima. How are you doing? Hi, Levecchia.
Hi, Karima.
Hello. As everyone is coming in, please share. And come on in and sit down. We're glad that you are spending part of your Saturday with us today. And so we just appreciate you. It's been an amazing week. Hubby is on deck.
Hello. Back again.
Back again for another one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hubby is on deck. And you are here. And so look, where 2 or 3 are gathered. That's all we need. Where 2 or 3 are gathered. Honey, that is all we need. And so we're just excited for today.
Mm-hmm.
We are excited today. All right. So hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are, just excited about today and excited about all the plans that you are making to the motherland, and excited about just being alive on this beautiful day. Hope you're drinking your water. Hubby's getting his water in. Hope you're drinking your water and doing all the things that you have to do to, live your best life wherever you are, and to celebrate your life, and to celebrate the beautiful life that you and your spouse, your significant other, the life that you yourself are doing and creating. So this is just a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Hubby and I went walking today.
Yeah, we went on a 2-mile walk this morning. Here in the South, it's a little chilly today. We woke up, it was 47 degrees. So by the time we went walking, it was 54 degrees. But it's a beautiful day, not too cool, pretty sunshine. A lot of people out this morning walking, so it was kind of fun. Kids out riding their bikes, running you over on the trail. So you have to be careful out there because they, by the time you turn around and see them, they're right up on you. So you jump out of the way because they're not going to stop. But it was fun. Got to get out and do a little shopping real quick this morning. Pretty busy little morning. So
we did. We got a lot done this morning.
Yeah.
We did the walk, which I thought it was longer than 45 minutes. I mean, I thought it would be longer than 45 minutes, but it was 45 minutes.
Yeah,
and
we got it in. Went out there and hit it. Once you get to walking and you just get to talking, time goes by so quick and you don't know it. And you'll get it done before you know it. So we got it done. Trying to do it every day, like I had said earlier in the week. We're trying to get this walking in to get these bodies healthy enough to travel, to experience our new life once we move to the continent. So just practicing self-care over here. Had a light breakfast once we got back. We'll eat a little lunch after this. So it's been a very exciting day so far. So looking forward to this great discussion. And hopefully everybody can share some things that are beneficial to those who will be listening today. So we're excited.
Yeah, I actually ate a salad for breakfast. So, and that's pretty new for me. Usually I eat fruit, but after I went on that walk and I knew I was coming here to be with all of you amazing people, I decided that I would just go ahead and eat something a little bit more hearty, so I could, get have the strength and the stamina to be with you all today. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I am excited.
Yep. So hope you guys are having good weather wherever you are.
What was the weather this morning?
So it was 47 here in Tennessee, and then it got up to 54. It's only supposed to get up to like 60 something degrees today, which is fine because it's October, and it's time for a little cool weather to come through here because in Tennessee it's usually hot through December. When I say hot, I mean
hot.
90+ degrees in December. So this is what fall is supposed to be like. So we're just going to say thank you and accept it right now. Because in Tennessee, it'll flip in a minute. Tomorrow it may be 92. So we're going to enjoy this weather while we can. And hopefully it'll last throughout the rest of the year. If not, hey, we're just going to deal with it and keep on going.
Yeah, we're just excited. The weather was good. So it was a good time, to get out and get some walk. It wasn't too hot. So yeah, it was really just, I don't know. It was just a pretty day. It was cool. And same here in
Virginia.
Same in Virginia.
Awesome.
Levecchia, use that link. I got the link for you and hubby. All you have to do is just click on that link, and you and hubby can come on in with us, and you can come on in live. So yeah, you can come on in live. I'm just sharing, guys. Y'all know what I do. Just sharing, and so that people can come on in. That is all I'm doing. So I hope you guys are sharing as well. Okay, copy. All right. Hope you guys are sharing as well, because this is going to be an amazing, amazing day. I'm excited about today. I'm excited. I'm always excited when we do the broadcast. So be sure to go out and share. I'm just sharing on Facebook and in the WhatsApp group for those of you who are in the WhatsApp group. So yeah, and so I just hope you guys are
all right.
Gotta get your caller right. You get
caller right.
Gotta get your caller right. All right.
Yeah, the Wilsons.
The Wilsons are here. All right, guys, we're still just sharing, waiting for a few more people to come on in. Get yourself together on this journey to come on in, and yeah. We're excited. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. It's a good time to make repat plans, to make repatriation plans. Today is a good day for that. Yes.
It
is. What plans are you doing, hubby? I know today, my big plan is cleanup. As soon as we get off here. That's my big plan for today.
My big plan is to get out of your way.
Oh, okay.
Let you have it.
No help for today,
you can have that.
Okay.
Today is I don't know. I got a few things to do, but I'm not gonna
make any plans.
Make any plans today. I'm just gonna kind of take it as it comes today. Everybody needs a little rest day.
Yeah, everybody needs a rest day. You actually did a lot of work. As soon as we got off yesterday, you went and you mowed the yard.
Yeah, I cut some grass yesterday and a couple more things. So I'm going to just kind of take it easy today. And if something comes up, I'll do it. If not, I'm just going to just relax.
Yeah, you've been working with me all this week. We're just letting a few more people come in. I'm sharing it in groups, in the REPAT group on Facebook, just sharing it in a few places. So people can know that we are live here, and then we're going to get started. You guys be sure to share. Y'all see me looking down. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what's up. Y'all see me looking down. You know that I'm sharing. Sharing is caring. So it looks like we got a few people in to the broadcast. Karima says, hello from Ghana. Hello, family. How are you doing, please? We are well, Karima.
We are well.
Hope you guys, you're doing well where you are. Hope you're having some sun and not eating up all the watermelon and all the good fruit y'all got over there, because I'm trying to get over there so I can get me some good stuff to eat. Levecchia Wilson says,
oh, happy, beautiful, and sunny Saturday, fam. Hey, looking forward to talking to you guys in just a few more minutes.
All right.
Yeah.
Levecchia, it's the same in Virginia. Just cool.
Yeah, just cool.
Just cool.
That time of year.
It's that time of year. It's upon us. Kwame!
Hello. How are you both? I hope all is well. All is well here. I hope all is well with you also, Kwame.
Yeah, all is well. Hello, everyone. Yeah, thank you so much, Kwame, for being here today. We really appreciate you, and we are excited. So, hubby is going to begin with our morning announcements. Would you welcome Mr. Kraft as he comes forward to give us our morning announcements, and please govern yourselves accordingly.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, just want to give you the quick announcement from the True Life Fellowship. Hold my mule, jump in the river, come back out saved, sanctified, glory. All nations, all people go to heaven. People don't make it. Those believe, those who don't believe, asking traditional religions, Church of God in Christ. The announcements for today are this simple. We have a super chat button that is available for those who like to donate to SYNOLVE's channel here on my REPAT journey. So if you feel inclined to donate, please do so.
Come on,
and the second thing we talk about, we have a SYNOLVE created a GoFundMe page to help with the REPAT journey. The link is down below in this broadcast. Feel free to go look at it, share it. If you want to donate, that is fine as well. And the last thing we have is our newsletter. SYNOLVE sends out a weekly newsletter telling you everything that's going on here with the My REPAT Journey. You can email her at myrepatjourney@gmail.com to get connected to the newsletter. And the last thing is the WhatsApp.
Yes.
Yeah, please join the WhatsApp My REPAT Journey so that you can stay connected. We all can connect with each other to share what's going on among ourselves so that we can help one another through this process. Anything else to add to the
No, there are going to be some changes coming to the newsletter in the frequency. So I'm going to I'll either talk with you guys about that on tomorrow, or we'll talk more about Monday. There are some code changes that are coming to how I send out the newsletter instead of sending it out. Just a peek for you guys, instead of sending it out before the week before and letting you guys know ahead of time, we got some code issues. So code enforcement is in the house, in the building. So we've recognized some code issues. And so what we'll be doing, we're making changes not only to our notifications, our pre-notifications. When I set up schedule events, like this scheduled event is here today, what you'll be noticing, for those of you who are part of the family, that there will be a name change or a title change for this video that will be happening. And so because we're having some code stuff, we talked about some of this code stuff last night. So instead of letting everyone know ahead of time what's going on, so people can prep and prepare their channels based on what I'm doing today, and can put out information before I can get it out. Lord, we're gonna talk about that on a whole nother day. But I hope you catch your way. Let me just say that. So what I'm going to do is, instead of letting everyone know ahead of time as a service, that was a service to the family, what I'm going to do is get on code, and you will get that information after. And what we'll do through the newsletters is just provide more information and just provide a discussion in the newsletter, and provide more resources, and to let that newsletter be a resource machine as opposed to an early pre-notification system. So govern yourselves accordingly, and just know that we're switching up based on some things that have been happening that are beyond our control. And so, yeah, and I'll talk more about that at a later time.
All right.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Announcements, so please govern yourself accordingly.
Yes, govern yourselves accordingly.
All
share,
right.
share, guys. Share. And let's get these numbers up. I know it's Saturday, and I know you guys are Replay Nation, so I love you guys so much. So, but in the meantime, in between time, just go ahead and share the broadcast. All right, so we're going to bring the Wilsons on in.
All right.
Levecchia and her spouse are with us today, and we're excited.
We are. We're very excited.
You get to talk to a brother about the Repat journey. So this should be
exciting.
This should be interesting. This should be very interesting. So you got your let me go ahead and get my notes together before we bring them in. You know, they're in the back sipping on palm, and they are in the back doing all the things that we have for our guests to do. We have palm, we have some cheese back there. What else we got there? Back there, Mel.
Some peanut butter and cracker and cookies.
What is with the peanut butter cracker and cookies? We got some fruit in the bag. We got some good stuff in the back.
If you were in the South, we have some cold cuts.
Oh Lord, some cold cuts, Mel. What you might as well do collard greens.
Hey, we can do
it. And cornbread.
Neck bones, pig feet too. We got it.
Virtual. This is the virtual black room, and so they're in the black room, and so we're excited, excited to have them on today. So we're just gonna bring them on in. Joseph,
hey, Joseph,
welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today. Please share, guys, if you're out there, share. All right, sharing is caring. So here come
the Wilson family.
The Wilson family.
Woo! Morning, afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you hear?
Bring your unmute yourself. There it is.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Still can't hear you guys.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
Is your sound up on your device? On the side, I don't know if you're using a phone or a computer.
Can you hear me?
Let me see. Oh boy, this computer.
You may have to, if your sound, you may have to come back out and come back in.
Sometimes it acts up.
Yeah, and don't mute yourself when you come back in. Sometimes okay, they're gonna come back in.
They'll be back in a second.
They'll be back, y'all. So hold on, hang on. They'll be back. The Wilsons are here, so this is exciting.
Yes, it's gonna be a good time to talk to a family, a couple, and hear their true experiences as they prepare for their journey to the motherland. So this will be exciting. Yeah, this will be exciting. So we're gonna just, like I said, change this up a bit. Married couples journey to Africa. I want to just change this a bit, like I said, while we're waiting. When they're waiting in the black room, giving them time. And family. Journey to the America. Okay. Let's see. Journey to the motherland in Africa. And I'm just going to put Wilson. Okay. All right. So we're just going to save that there. All right, guys, and bring you on in, like I said. Let's see. All right, and then we'll bring them right on in so it won't save temporary. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to bring them right on in and add them to the streams. Hello. How are you guys doing?
Hello. Can you hear us?
Uh-oh. There you are. I see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no sound.
Still no sound.
Hello.
Does that sound up?
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, our sound is fine. Let's see.
Okay. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
We got you.
You can hear us? Okay.
Okay, there you are.
Okay. Great. Hi. How are you?
We're fine. How you guys doing?
Great. Okay. We got it now. Technical problems.
That's fine.
That's fine. It happens it happens on both ends, so we definitely understand. Oh, what do you guys do? That looks like some good palm tea over there.
It is.
Glass of water.
Okay.
How are you guys doing today?
Good.
We're good.
We're doing real good.
We're doing well. Thank you so much. We are. It's been a good day today.
Can you get me in the screen?
Yeah.
Can you see me now?
Okay.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Good.
So please tell everyone, introduce yourselves, and he's gone for with the light. That's fine.
Yeah, get the light.
You might, if you've got a curtain closed. This is why we got a curtain closed, and maybe the light kind of hitting you from behind. That's throwing your light off in front of you.
Okay, yeah, it's just open windows. It's no curtain.
Okay. Oh, you get to enjoy the beauty of nature, so that's good. That's
yeah.
Good. Well, please introduce yourselves and tell us who you are. Tell the family who you are.
Brian.
And I'm Levecchia Wilson.
Levecchia. I was it wrong this whole time. Why'd you say
it's no problem. Everybody says it that way when they see it, so I'm used to it.
So let me write this down. So Levecchia and Brian. Okay, good. Okay, we got you now. I got you in there now. So hope you guys are well. So you guys are excited about the Motherland. I've been hearing good things from your wife about your planning, and she's been talking about how amazing you are, Mr. Brian, and how you've been holding it down with all the plans. Look, you know how we have to do.
Really?
She talks about just how amazing you are and what a great father you are. I mean, yes,
I'll take that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's good.
So how are you, Milton?
I'm doing pretty good, man.
That's good. I haven't talked to nothing but women all the time. So
all week long. It's been all week long talking to women. Glad you're here. Because I'm going to ask you some questions from a man's perspective, and I think we're going to get some honest and open answers today that we need to hear.
Oh boy!
And how are you, SYNOLVE? I didn't want to exclude you, but I wanted to give a special shout out to Milton as the man here.
Look, King, do what you must do. If must, we will let the Levecchia and I can exit stage left, and we can let the Kings run this. Take over. Hey, I am well.
We need no stage, so we'll be fine.
We'll be fine. So, Mr. Kraft, you got questions?
You want me to start with my question for the husband, or we want to start?
Yeah.
All right, Brian. We're going straight in. We're going straight into this. Drink your tea, get your sip. I don't want your throat to be dry. I want you to be able to answer this question with all honesty. Now, I know when my wife started talking about moving to the continent, it didn't sit. I'm going to be honest, okay? I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to say. It did not sit well with me. It was like, are you serious? You on me after 50 years to pack up and move to the continent? I don't have a job. I don't know anybody. I don't know the culture. I don't know the language. Are you serious? And it took me a minute to digest it. So openly and honestly, when your wife started talking about moving to the continent, what was your first initial response?
My first initial response was, we went from 0 to 100.
Right.
There was no buffer in this. It was 100%. Look at these videos I've seen. I'm putting this down. It was working from home at the time.
Okay.
Or not working when the government was shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a video every day, binge watching series. And I was like, okay, cool. And it was kind of a blow off thing where I wasn't paying attention to it.
Yeah.
But I know we can sometimes be people where we get involved and jump in head first.
Mm-hmm.
But then when we think about it, it's kind of like, okay, I wasn't really thinking. So I was thinking that might be something with this, but it turned out to be a lot more detailed than I was ready for as far as the information that she was finding out. Honestly, with the climate that's going on right now, a lot of it makes sense. And the more and more you get into reading and finding out about history, certain things that I found out about with the Emancipation Proclamation the formation of countries in Africa, the U.S. dollar being put in specific countries because it was supposed to be, it was started by the American government to bring us back over there to get us out of this country. A lot of it started to sink in and make sense. Okay. And the buttons started to click the more and more you read and heard about it. So it grew on me. So it wasn't a just, I want to blow it off or I don't want to take it serious. I didn't think she really fully understood the magnitude of what she was trying to do at the time. But I actually understand a lot of it more and more I listen to it.
Good. So you were very receptive from what I could hear, which is awesome. Because a lot of spouses are not as receptive as you were to say, hey, look, I understand what you're saying. Go from 0 to 100. I understand what you're saying and what you're trying to do. And you took it upon yourself to research and study and fill in these gaps that were missing. And that's really what spouses usually do when something is presented. You'll fill in the gaps and fill in the void spaces. So as a man, for me, one of my biggest challenges was, as a husband, a father, and a provider, what am I going to do on the continent when I get there? How am I going to provide for my family? How am I going to take care of my family? I know I have retirement and 401k withdrawals that I'll have, but was that a concern from you, how you're going to take care of your family once you get there?
My biggest concern was not taking care of the family. It was, are we really thinking this thing through as far as jump up and move to Africa? Or wait the plan out towards retirement to get to that money, okay, so that we know that it's coming in. I think that was the biggest thing for me is you can't just up and leave.
That's right.
And uproot everything. I was thinking of it from the perspective of us because we were in the military. We moved around a bunch of different places, and you know, everybody looked at us as, okay, moving again, or, you know, you're here now, so what's the deal with this? Whereas a lot of people that we know have never left the city that they grew up in.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And unfortunately, the more and more you move around, the more and more you see different things to the point where some stuff that you used to love, it doesn't make sense when you try and go back and look at it again or revisit it. So the money part, that wasn't necessarily an issue. It was us trying to make sure that there was a plan in place. So I know she's talked about a lot of different stuff, and I've watched the videos and I've seen different things from the perspective of, you know, putting all your business out in the street. You know, yeah, you're looking at some of these videos where people are telling you about the different houses that's available, but where are the businesses? Where's the money coming from? Where is this?
What's your question?
And unfortunately, my thought process was, if you put it all out on the internet, you know, if you build it, they will come, doesn't always matter. But in this case, you're giving somebody enough ammunition to take the opportunities that should be there for you, and make them for themselves. So there was a lot of concerns about that I had going into it that I didn't necessarily agree with, but I know we have to use a platform that's out there for us, you know, for what it's worth. But I was really concerned about that type of stuff more than money from my perspective, because I think a lot of people will jump into this and then turn around and say, okay, now that I'm here, wow, I didn't think about this. And then if you guys have ever moved, you're like, okay, we've got enough to pay for the first month's rent. We got enough to pay for this, but what we didn't realize is we need a broom, we need a dustpan, we need cleaning supplies, we need to get the car fixed, we need to get this, we need to get that. That money is gone that quick.
It is. Yeah. One of the biggest things that we stressed this week was the importance of planning. Your journey is your journey. It's not someone else's journey. What works for them may not work for you. And I'm one who believes in planning. Like you said, you need to plan for these things that you really don't think about, like the car, like the broom. Because when you get to Africa, there are going to be things you have to purchase that you're not mindful of right now. That needs to be in the budget. But like you said, a lot of people come on, they say, move now, move now, move now. Okay. But you don't tell me what's all part of that move now. What's part of that move now? So I move over to Africa tomorrow. Like I said, I got enough money for 6 months. What am I going to do after that? mean, if I don't have a plan in place for the business part, and say I'm taking kids who are still in school, and I think most of African kids pay for school.
Yep.
So how's that gonna help my kids when they can't go to school?
Right.
So one of the biggest things, like we put through, is planning, and a lot of families are not taking the time to plan. They're getting so afraid of what's going on in the country with the economy, and it's just making fear come into the house. But you can't live by fear. You have to still.
Me included.
I mean, you have to still, regardless of who's in office, you have to.
That's true.
And that's what everything going forward. I suggest to anybody who's planning this, start with a plan.
Yeah.
It may not be a 6-month plan. It may not be a year plan. It takes you 5 or 6 years, but it's your plan, and you have to work that plan. That's just something I just like to stress. You got a question for plan?
No, y'all good. Y'all doing good.
They are.
Yeah.
As you can see, so no, this is exactly what I was saying. I was like, that was definitely my husband who Milton.
Yeah.
The plan.
Yeah, it's amazing because for Milton is a finance person. So his background, he has an MBA, so he's a finance person. So if the money don't look right, it don't matter if we go into a McDonald's. If the money don't look right, we ain't going. So money is, everybody has, a thing. Everybody has their thing of what, we have savings, but we also have, you don't want to draw down everything. Because you don't know long-term health, you don't know long-term these other issues that might, come up, or college, our kids, 2 kids are adults, but they're working on their masters, and we as parents are still supported. Supported as long as they're doing well, and they're on the path, and they're not necessarily doing our plan, but doing things that are going to make them happy. That is going to support. I mean, I can say 100 times. I think they can cover that. Dad is like, oh no, that's so.
One thing that I saw in a lot of the videos, not from a fear perspective, but some of it was a feel good moment. Nightlife. This is what Africa looks like versus what we thought it looked like. The clubs, the cars, the paved roads, simple things like that. So I think people are not necessarily fear, but you got some people that are in that feel good moment that I want to go because it's an established place versus what I thought. So that's another part of it that I've seen in some videos that, I'm like, you got to plan for it regardless of the reason you're going over there. And everybody's thoughts are different. Feel good, fear, going back, repatriation, because it's where we all come from, whatnot, but that planning is the bottom line in all of that.
So let me ask you this. We're going to get a little deeper here. What's the conversation that you guys have about this move and during this planning process that you guys have not been able to come together on yet? What's the one thing that you're still in disagreement on, or you're struggling to get on the same page with?
I would say for me, I think the thing that, because like he said, I jumped from 0 to 100. So I'm trying to expedite that plan faster. And he's like, hey, we have to stay the course.
Right.
Stick to the plan. And because you want to have, want to have everything. We don't want to have to, like you said, dip into any reserve funds that may be for an emergency or for, further on down the road too soon. And then, because like I said, we're not at the age where we're able to, retire with our pensions just yet. So we have to, make sure that I have to calm down sometimes and just and realize that, okay, stick to the plan and don't try to rush things or jump into things too fast. So for me, that's what I think. He may have a difference.
From my perspective, I think it's the country.
Okay.
We started on one country. We learned things about one country that were more advanced.
Yeah.
Some were not as advanced. Some were more Americanized. Some were more rural, more Western, whatever the case may be. And I think for me, that's the part that I've had a big problem with is, okay, we want to move here, we want to move there. And I'm like, okay,
Making notes.
depending on what video comes out next,
All right.
that could be the next phase. So I think going to visit multiple places over years will help secure that location.
It's good.
Versus what you've seen on videos. So, like I say, we've seen Tanzania, Ghana, different places. So I think that's the big thing, is actually taking the time to go and see, not based off of what your dollar will get you, what's based off the US dollar, what countries are strictly for us, different things like that, but going and seeing to make up your mind from the start.
That's good. Yeah, I think that's one of go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying, yeah, that is true, because I know where at one point I was just like finding videos only about Ghana, because that was where I started off seeing the year return and people, showing, and it was like, okay, well then once, people start mentioning other, I was like, okay, well, what's that country about? Let me find some videos on that. And it was like, oh, wow, well, this is, in his, I know he made the comment before that, after I kept looking at so many videos about Ghana, and his concern was, well, if everybody is going to Ghana, or if everybody, goes, and if you're looking to go for business reasons, that may be an oversaturated market that you're looking to get into to start something. Maybe you want to look at somewhere else that's not so inundated with everybody, so that's kind of how we got into looking at other countries. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess you're right. But in my head, like I told him, I said, by the time I'm at retirement, I was like, I don't know if I'm necessarily looking to go start a business. I want to relax for a while.
And that goes back to planning today.
So I want to make sure that I can stretch that dollar a lot longer if I want to go relax and just live life and enjoy.
Yeah, I think for us, it was one of our things was finding the right country to go to.
Yeah.
And because it looks good on the outside, but then once you dig deeper, culture, the political climate, business, you have to make a decision from there. Because I think Ghana was at the top of our list as well. And it was beautiful. The pictures that you see, it's like, wow, who would want to go here? Once you dig a little deeper, but this place is very expensive and oversaturated in a year or so. That may not be the place for us. So we started digging into a few more places. And I think the biggest thing for me was the political climate of these countries, because each country has its own policy. Anybody, wherever you go, please learn the political climate and culture of where you're going, so that you don't get hung up in the wrong thing. Because I've seen a lot of these videos where a lot of people are talking out and speaking. I'm like, do you know where you are? Do you know the culture of where you're not in the States anymore?
Right.
I advise people to learn those things as you prepare to choose the place that you want to go, because they're going to come back to be very important on your
And see, one other thing that I thought about with that is not so much of being a worrier, but I think a thinker. And in my mind, I'm thinking places like Liberia, Cuba, wherever the case may be, nice places at various times in history, but who would ever think that one person could change the entire climate of that entire country? And I'm thinking, so we all rush, get where we want to go, and if a different election takes place or a different faction gets in the lead, what happens then? Is it the most desirable place for us to go, or for us to be, or did we leave out of the frying pan and jump into, out of the pan and into the frying pan to get from one situation to another, and it turns into somewhere that is even worse for us?
Exactly. I agree. I mean, that's very important. That's a good point.
Yeah, we started with Ghana as well. And as I'm talking about this, think about, maybe you guys can tell us what your top countries were. And I think just because we were able to hear more about Ghana with.
Mhm.
How's our audio, guys? I know someone said that our audio is a bit muffled. So please tell us, check back in. If our audio is okay, give us one and let us know. But, you know, we started out with a list of about 10 countries. And of course, Ghana is on everyone's list. My background is marketing communication. So I understood the PR, the marketing behind the year of the return and now beyond the return. And so when these countries are, for example, Ghana, when they were doing this, it was part of their marketing strategy to bring people home. And a noble strategy, yes, but you know, obviously, some very beautiful marketing that was done. In fact, I had Ivy Prosper on, who is the communications director for the year of the social media director for the year of the return, beyond the return, and she came on the broadcast to talk to me about the work that she's doing to share this message with the African diaspora. So then you begin, you know, kind of look at Ghana, and it is overwhelming. I know it was overwhelming for you. It was overwhelming for me when we started talking, because it's like, okay, you got another country and another country. Can you just, what did you say? Can you just pick somewhere to go already? Like, can you please?
54.
So my son, who is like, he's the tough one on this journey. He's like, look, Mom, you know, so we sit down, we picked the 10. And then we narrowed it down from there, and we're down to 3.
Down to 3 now.
And I had, over those 3 times, Henry was like, look, we got the 3 that we're kind of comfortable with. You pick, you know, you can pick one. And I'm like, okay, so I picked one. And then the next 2 weeks, I pick another one. The next week, he was like, okay, this is getting ridiculous. This is getting to be, like, you need to, you know, people are asking me, where you going? And I'm like, because I'm not going to tell until the plane ticket is in our hand. Because there are 54 beautiful countries and things to change.
Yeah, our thing is, once we've decided top 3. But once we decide the one that we're going to do, that's when we to find out what's going on with the social, the political, and economic climate. Because we need to know before we get there. Like you said, they can vote tomorrow and get a new president in office, and the whole country dynamic shifts.
Right.
Aware of that. So a lot of people don't talk about that on their channel. They're not in the front of their mind. Well, we're in Africa, we got African presidents, it's all good. Yeah, you think that. But everywhere you go, anything could change, and like you said, a sample of faith. So just be mindful of that. I think people need to look more into that when they decide on where to go.
Yeah. The Back family brought this up because when they came to Ghana, I guess almost Ghana, the Gambia 4 years ago, President Ray was in president, and there were some tough things going on with that regime, right? So there was the internet was being shut down, calls were being restricted from going out, but he felt he had a feeling that would be a good place, and so the African Union, of course, came in, and he's no longer in office, and so now Adama Barrow is in. So there was a leadership change, and that leadership change was for the better. So, even with those countries, as you look at those countries, if you're looking at the political nature of what's going on, I don't know that I could have chosen Gambia at the time. But when Jermaine was in, I mean, I don't know that I could have chosen that realistically for my family. They did, and it has worked out well. It's worked out, definitely to their advantage. So listening to the stories of other people really does help. But at the end of the day, we have to make our own decisions.
Your journey.
Yeah.
So, Brian, during the process of planning and preparing for this, where are you now as far as this journey? Are you okay? You feel like you still need to do a little bit in-depth research? or are you like, hey, I'm on board. Let's work this plan out. Let's work this plan done, and let's plan to move in 3 or 4 years.
Definitely some more research.
More research.
Like I say, in my case, I just know we need to wait till a certain point so that we can have guaranteed money in hand. You know, if you own properties or whatnot, how do you manage it from across an ocean?
Yeah.
You know, that's already a challenge if you're not living next door to manage a property.
Yeah.
If you got some kind of startup business, you got to be in charge of that. Just because it works for one person, like you said, doesn't work for everybody else.
Right.
Everybody doesn't have an entrepreneurial spirit of trying to do, you know, e-based commerce. Some people want to actually physically start something. You know, if you've got the niche business that nobody else has figured out, I say work on it. That's one thing that I heard one NFL player that went to Stanford. He said, well, what was the best thing that you learned from the school? He said, my professors told us if we've got the next thing that can make us $1 million, quit school tomorrow. Said, if we can make $1 million, go make that $1 million. School is always going to be here. But if somebody else comes up with that idea before you, just lost your shot.
Wow.
So that was one of the things that I had a problem with, like I said, with so many of the YouTube videos telling every detail. You want to give a feel-good story, but I think some stuff is left to be desired until you've got a plan in place. You know, patents, trademarks, a business, a building, you know, something where you see the light at the end of the tunnel, not putting all the information out there from the start. And somebody else that was thinking the same things, okay, I just got to go from 0 to, you know, 100 now because they got the same thought in mind. Let me go ahead and make mine the reality. And you miss that opportunity then. Yeah. So that's what I say. Planning, I definitely think planning is necessary to make sure that we are in a position where we can live, regardless of whether it's another business, truly retired, whatever the case may be. I want to be comfortable so that I can make different moves.
Exactly.
I agree.
Do you all have another device streaming? Jatan, you're listening. Can you tell us if it's just us echo or is it both sides? But you all have another window open that may be what's causing it, giving the feedback on the broadcast. Okay. Well, thank you, Jatan. Let us know, sis, if that works, if that helps the echo and the muffling. That's Jatan says it's just us, sis. Okay, how is it just still us? I don't know what we did differently. We're in the same location from yesterday, y'all. That's
we don't hear any feedback from you.
Okay.
Maybe it's. Do you think it's us?
No, it may just be the system today. It just may be. I hate to end it and come back in, but I can kind of hear it. You kind of hear that?
I can hear it.
I don't know what that is. We don't have another thing open. That's why I love this channel. Y'all talk about stuff people ain't talking about. Yeah. We really try. Really different. We really try and work hard. This is why you can see those changes to the newsletter. But we really try hard to plan out the videos ahead of time and plan out and think of ideas. Because my background is communication, and I also, talk this over with my business partner about ideas that we can share, that we think, and bring on guests like the Wilsons, who are going to share messages of really where you are. If you've had, kind of idea of planning right now, kind of circulating, talking in your house, we're all on this same journey. At the same time, I appreciate what Brian is saying. We don't want to give too much information away.
No, you don't.
And that's why when people ask us what business you're going to, in my spirit, I be like,
none of your business.
In my spirit, but for the camera and for the people, what we say, we're still deciding. Yeah, we're still deciding.
Hey, I want to ask you both. I want to piggyback on what Brian said. One conversation that we were going to have, because we're going to have another planning video, that people don't plan on what they don't talk about what they're going to do with the assets that they have here. You talked about real estate and rental property. What do you do with that? Do you keep it? Do you sell it? Do you let somebody else manage it?
Your house.
What if you're in a house? Do you sell that house? Do you keep it and rent it out? You know, look at the cost and all the things that are associated with it. What if you have cars? Are you going to sell them if they're not paid for? Are you going to sell them to somebody? Are you going to surrender them back to the finance company if they're not paid for? Or are you going to ship them over? Those are things that people are talking about, because to ship a car anywhere is not cheap.
No.
So, I mean, that's something you have to think about. What are you going to do with your furniture in your house? Are you going to sell it? You're going to give it away? You're going to create a new bill by putting it in a storage fee? Or are you going to ship it overseas? You know, people don't think about that and talk about that. That's a line item in this planning budget. But real estate is one big thing, because we have the rental property that we got rid of a few years ago in preparation for this. I mean, like you said, what are you going to do with that? Because managing in a rental property when you're not next door is hard enough as it is. And we were like 40 minutes away, so if somebody called you, you got to go.
Right.
Like, you go overseas, you can't jump on a plane and get here in 30 minutes. It's going to take you 24 to 30 hours to get here. So that's a decision that has to be made as a family. What are you going to do with the assets that you have here in the States before you move to the continent? And I don't think, for me, I don't think I've heard anybody talk about that on these YouTube channels, because that's not something that's at the forefront. It's just move, go, move, go. There are things that you have to do here in the planning side before you can even get there. If not, you're going to have a headache. Once you get over there, you got a headache. What's going on with your stuff across the water? So I'm glad you brought that up about the real estate, because it's very important to take care of the assets that you have here first.
So what will they do? What are y'all doing with your or what is your plan for your assets? What are you thinking about? You're not going to rent your house. You're not going to rent. You're going to sell everything in the next couple of years.
That's a conversation that has not been fully thought about.
Yeah.
Okay. We're in the process of trying to figure out what to do with one property right now.
Yeah.
You know, then we got this house. Yeah. So, you know, you got to consider all of that.
Yeah.
Do you want to try and stick off till you pay something off to the point where it's income coming in?
Yeah.
You know, you're still responsible for paying your bills. Like you mentioned, the car, anything like that, you still have that responsibility. If for any reason you should come back here, you can't just say, you know, turn it all back into, you know, the debtors when if you have to come back here, you screwed yourself out the door. Now you have no credit to do anything. So
yeah, one other thing I just want to add about that is also, you know, knowing the market of where you're at, because you know, the way things are right now, you know, some areas are doing really good, like where we're at actually is still doing very good with real estate. Where our other property is, that, you know, is not necessarily the case, but it depends on, you know, looking at the market and knowing what's the value of the property you have, if it's even worth holding on to try to do rental property or to sell, or, you know, like we said, right where we're at now is a really historically been a very stable market. So, you know, one house property may be worth holding on to for rental property where the other may not. Yeah. So you really got to, do that. And then who knows what it's going to be like in a couple of years, not knowing what things can change on a dime. So you just got to kind of, know if you're willing to ride that, roller coaster of knowing the housing market and, being ready for that as well.
That's good. Yeah. I mean, you just made me think when I hear, this is just me, when I hear people say, move today, move tomorrow. I'm like, really? Are you serious? All of this stuff that has to be planned and prepared. You're going to tell somebody to move today, move tomorrow.
But there are people that live like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I never to call anybody out, but I had a coworker one time, maybe 30, had at that time probably 35 different jobs.
Jesus.
And, you know, my thing was, what do you do when it's 65 and you want to say, okay, now it's time to stop work, but you've never put down any type of plan
Wow.
for retirement. You've never worked with a company long enough to get any kind of tenure or benefit coming in.
Yeah.
You know, I know the group that we deal with today, it's quick turn. I'm not happy here. I know I can make $2 more over there, but you have to think long term, in my opinion.
Long term is very important. Yeah.
Not, you know, a lot of things have changed with, you know, businesses and what they provide, but you still have to look out for yourself.
Exactly. So, children.
Good question.
Oh, okay. What you think?
Good question. Jatan Bailey says, good question.
What do I do about how? Been sort of worried about that. Yeah, that's good, Jatan. They gave some good advice this in on what to do with the house. You have to figure out what fits best for you. If it's best to sell, if it's best to keep renting, you have to figure out which one works best for you. And like Brian and Levecchia said, every situation is different. So you have to do what's best in your situation. So good question.
Yeah, it's a good question. It's something that you have to consider because you don't want to completely mess up your credit. You don't want to, you know, unless we're in a situation. I always say have a, we talked about this, have an emergency plan. If it gets that bad here, you got to have a backpack ready, you know, and you got to get out of here and you got to get refugee status. Okay, we understand that. We're in a totally different mode. But as long as the airplanes are flying and as long as we're able, you know, to get out of here in a safe manner, then
you got time to get it together.
You got time to plan and get it together. And so just start thinking about now what you want to do with your house. Some people, like the expat life in Ghana, they just left. They arrived in Ghana yesterday. Tony and Io, so they are renting their house. So they found a good management company that in Houston that worked for them to be able to rent their house and manage their house and manage that asset for them, because a house is a huge investment. And everybody knows, we've heard the videos, some people are, you know, don't care about their credit and they're not worried about it, they're maxing out all their credit cards. You know, that's for each, that's for each, you know, person to make that decision. If you want to make, wise decisions and you have the time to plan for you and your family, then Milton advises they do so.
Yeah. Take the time to do what you need to do. Like you said, don't mess up your credit because you may have to come back. You never know. So you always want to be able to do that if you need to do that.
WM West Coast 1980 says, I got 2 properties to rent out in America, but when I get established, good on the continent, I will eventually sell them both. But for now, rent.
I mean, that's fine. As long as you got a good company that will manage them for you while you're overseas, that's not your problem. So, but you're planning to do that. Just do it. You plan to do it, and it's a good plan. I would do the same if I didn't have exactly what I wanted to do yet. He is finding a good management company to manage that property so that you know it's taken care of. Nobody's calling you overseas, having you to try to fly back in 20, 36 hours. It's not going to happen.
And with Tony, and that's a good point. With Tony and Io, they actually had family that was still in the area who weren't going to go. So they had family that could go by and drive by and look at the property and see, what's going on when they're not there. And they also have kids who are going to be in college. So
you guys have family close to any of your properties you have and may be able to look at them for you while you come? Or is that an
option? We have people that can look after them. But like I said, I just want to do my own research to figure out what suits us best. Yeah. And one thing that I want to say in this is, we watched a lot of videos, or she's watched a ton of videos. I catch them and kind of will get interested as I'm falling asleep or as I walk through the room, get interested in it. But what I'm talking about is like a disclaimer. It's not to crap on anybody's thoughts, anybody's perspectives, or anybody's way that they've done it. These are just things that I've thought about as I've started watching videos.
Exactly.
And the things that I think about as I would call myself more of a thinker than a warrior on this type of stuff. So just want to make sure that everybody that watches it knows it's not an indictment on somebody doing the wrong thing, somebody doing the right thing. So just that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a YouTuber. We're trying to get hubby to start a YouTube channel. I think he'd be great at it, guys. So
Yeah.
trying to get him out there. But I love every single YouTuber that's out there. So I love them. They love me. And so, but I know many of them have been on this channel, but I know at the end of the day, and they know those, my really good friends that we talk on WhatsApp every 2 or 3 days, and we email stuff to each other, back and forth, or we text each other, and we're on Facebook with each other and Messenger. Those people, they know that SYNOLVE is gonna do what's best for SYNOLVE.
Yeah.
And they know that I'm real when they come on the channel. This is the same person. You see Milton and SYNOLVE off channel, we the same way. So, and we love that they're sharing, all of us are sharing and doing the best to make the decisions that we can, and we support them in what they're doing. And we just have to make the decision that's best for us. Our journey is our journey, and so that's why we definitely do the show. So Jatan Bailey says,
Red Seller have the children assume payment.
That's another that's another way.
That's another way to do it.
If they're able to pay the rent, hey.
A lot of responsibility. You say he sure would. It could be called Mr.
Guru.
Yeah, we got a word of the day.
We got a word of the day.
Today's word is planning.
Today's word is your journey. Is your journey. Akwaba, my family from Ghana. Karima, you heard Ghana. I know, bro. You heard Ghana, so start stepping up when you hear Ghana. Lovely. Okay, my sound is better, Jatan. Thank you so much.
Good.
Appreciate that. Let's see. Make sure we got everything. Joseph says,
funny thing, what do you say? I'm from Ghana, and I do plan before I go home to visit the family. So you definitely have to plan if you plan to repatriate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Jatan says, Akwaba, Mr. SYNOLVE, and Mr. Guru Milton. Welcome.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you, Jatan.
Welcome. Abby says, Abby, here it is. Desmond said, expat life in Ghana. Hope you interview them one day. And Abby answered that question. Thank you, Abby A. Desmond, SYNOLVE already interviewed them. Yep, I already talked to the expat life in Ghana, and they are an amazing family. Very like we are, very much of a planner, very much planners, and laying the plan out. Tony and IL do such a good job of sharing information with all of us as well.
All right, guys, I'm asking you another personal question.
Real personal.
Real personal.
So, as you prepare to plan for this journey, how's the conversation been with your immediate family? Are they receptive? Has there been a lot of pushback? Or have you talked to them at all? And what was the approach to get them to understand what you were trying to do?
I have mentioned it to my mother. We've had the conversation, and she's like, okay, so we're going to be living in Africa. Okay. I was like, oh, really? We? She's like, yeah, because if you leave, I'm not staying. So she's, and I have conversations with her sporadically about, things that I see, the videos I see, and, because she's not on YouTube or any type of social medias except Facebook. So I tell her some things that I see, and, when she's like, yeah, she said, I'm excited, I would love to go visit or go, stay or whatever. As far as his parents, I don't think you've had that conversation.
One thing that I will say about that is I know that everything isn't for everybody. And sometimes, in my opinion, it's better to do your research, your planning before you let somebody shoot your dream down and kill it.
Mm.
So regardless of whether that's going to be the outcome or not, you know, I want to do what needs to be done for my sanity and my immediate family so that I can have that plan in place before I go out telling people this is what I plan to do. And okay, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? Did you think about this? You know, and not some people, not saying my family, but just some people are dream killers when you tell them something. So that's why I say everything's not for everybody. And that's the one thing that I've been constantly thinking of with this process is that one, we've been conditioned forever. And, you know, I've heard people talk on the videos about, okay, there are streets here. You know, there are cars here. There are no blow darts. There are no flies flying around. You know, none of the, you know, infomercial pictures of children everywhere, not eating, you know, that type of thing. So I know a lot of people think that when they think Africa still. Being in the military, I've been places where it blew my mind when I got there. Kuwait was one. Looked like, you know, looked like Times Square in some places. And, you know, all you thought about headed over there was desert, camels, dirt, whatnot. So I know, like I said, I'm very cautious about talking to everybody or, you know, just anybody about it until I have a plan in place.
Okay. Your sound is going out a little bit. I don't know what happened.
I want to rationally make my decision instead of basing it off of somebody else's thoughts.
Good.
Yeah. So for us, I've kind of mentioned it to my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law Facebook, we talk a lot on Facebook. So I've kind of, you know, I'm sure she's kind of talked, but I really have not talked to my family about it. I know my family knows, especially those of them who follow me on Facebook, but I said this the other day. We talk about this because I know this was one of the big questions that came up when we did this information session. And so we did an information session on Monday. So this is one of the big questions that came up. And so about how do you talk to family or when do you talk to family? And so I haven't really shared with my family, but I know they know because they follow me on Facebook. So they see the video notifications. They don't like any of the videos, but I know they watching. Hey, family. They're watching. But they don't make a comment. They don't say, but I already know because right. And then when you go see them, they can tell you, girl, you know that purse you bought you should. I like that shirt you had on the yellow one. Oh, you had on the video with the wheels. So, but Milton, so I'll talk about what.
Well, I'm from the South.
Oh, well, my family, let me say too. I love you, man. All right. But so my mom has passed away and my dad passed away. So I don't have that kind of family to kind of talk to right now about that. So I just have sisters and brothers, which I'm not really close to because I was raised by my grandmother and they were with my stepdad. So that's kind of that. So I don't have to worry as much about family. My family, my God-given family is that, right? That's my family, babe, right here. All right. And our kids, that's my family, and that's what matters to me. So as long as our kids, my daughter's not really saying much. She's like, but our son is much more engaged in the process and helping us to make a decision on
it. But my parents, my family's from Tennessee, from the South, and country. I'm just gonna be honest with you, we country. My parents and my siblings probably have left the state maybe once. I've never, and when I say left the state, I mean the closest state to us is Mississippi, which is 5 minutes away. And some of them are from Mississippi, so that's as far as they've traveled. Extent of research outside of Tennessee.
Yeah.
Having a conversation about something like this is going to be very difficult. But the thing is, they don't understand it. They're not going to understand it. I'm not talking about it. I'm just being honest about it. They're not going to understand it. The main thing is going to be, why you want to do that at your age? Why you want to do that? You got things here, we still here.
You're not talking about babies.
You're not taking my babies across that water. My babies. My babies. But that's going to be a difficult conversation. But my parents are aging, so that was a big thing that we had to think about too, because we do so much for them. They live like 2 miles from us now. You know, we cut the grass, we do a lot of things in the house, take them to the store, take them to grocery shopping, and all of that. So one of the biggest challenges for me was, how are we going to replace that when we're gone? I have 2 siblings. They kind of live in their own world. So it's kind of, I think my first conversation needs to be with them, to get them to understand, hey, you need to step up now. You know, I know I'm closer to them. I only live 2 miles away. But you guys need to start taking on some of these responsibilities.
Yeah,
only 10 or 20 miles away. They're not afraid. But that conversation is going to be a difficult conversation with the parents. But with my siblings, I can pace that out anywhere I want to. If it's a stern, straightforward conversation, and that's just what it is. But it's like you said, I'm not gonna let anybody crush our dreams if it's something that we want to do, regardless of their feedback. Once we made the decision on what we're gonna do, we just have to plan out the steps of taking care of our parents, and making sure that the family understands. Other than that, I'm really not gonna overwhelm myself with it, because this is the journey that we've decided to make.
Yeah.
I mean, so with our family, we've got 2 kids, 24 and 22, so who have not really decided yet if they're coming, but they've been a part of the planning process
from day one.
So that was very important for us. They know what's going on. So, like you said, our son is 100% tell you what to do.
Yeah, he got
all the answers. He's very good for us because he likes to do a lot of research, which is great. You know, he can tell you about the countries he's chosen. He can tell you the political and cultural climate. I mean, that's what he does. It's very helpful. And that's something we need to know. My daughter, she's open, but she's not quite sure. But I think, like my wife said, once we get there and she comes to visit, she'll be cool.
Yeah, she's visited. She's done a study abroad.
Yeah,
she's gone to Costa Rica. So, and she loved it. So she's trying to do another study abroad. Possibly, she got a study abroad job, but the problem, COVID stopped her from going. So she back to Costa Rica to teach English as a second language. But you know, COVID kind of stopped her plans. So Jatan says.
So Jatan says, Mr. Milton is so right. Dream killers. Mr. Wilson is so right. I'm sorry. Dream killers. Yeah, got to be careful who you invite to the process when you're inform others. Exactly right, Jatan.
Yeah, that's true.
And see, one thing that I didn't mention when talked about mentioning family, you kind of hit on it. My dad's job was a mile away from their house. Their church was maybe 5 miles away from the house. My grandmother's house was probably 5 miles away from the house. The same classmates that they grew up with, which I envy them for having people that they went to elementary, middle, high school with, still keeping in touch with to this day.
Yeah.
And everybody can get together, hang out at any time. We got a plan to go visit anybody where we live at now. So I think that's kind of prepared them for us. Being in the military has helped because they know that we could up and leave, or we've moved since we've been out of the military. So that stuff has helped. I would like to think that everybody would be open to that journey or that decision. But just like I said, I know me personally. You don't want anybody to shoot you down, but you don't want to get discouraged in your own thinking because of what someone else says, whether it's what you want to hear or not, whether it's the right thing or not. Sometimes when you hear certain things, you're like, okay, well, maybe they do have a point.
Yeah.
Or maybe maybe I shouldn't be looking at this. And that's why I said I wanted to do my own research before I approach everybody on it, because I know myself.
Good.
Yeah. And I think the thing with me is, like I said about my mom, is because I only have one sibling. And I want to say I'm the most responsible, but I think my mom knows that she can, depend on me more so than, because my other sibling is also military, retired military. And so we both lived away, pretty much all of our adult life. We haven't lived close or around my mom. So I think that's why it's so easy for her to say, okay, well, yeah, if you leave, I'm leaving, because I'm not, I don't have anybody else.
Understood.
But you got to get it, because mom wants to go. Mom is going with you. You hop in. You try to get on that airplane. Mom going already. Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Are you guys from the South? Where are you from originally?
Yeah,
Alabama.
We're both from Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right down the, as they say, right down the road, as they say.
Yeah, so we definitely know what you're talking about the Southern family.
Like you say, you from LA.
I'm from LA.
Lower Alabama.
I'm from the city. I'm from
Birmingham. Right. Yeah.
Yes, I am from the six.
Yeah. See, because I was from Batesville. We were people. Right, one grocery store, but
good
we
old
was
country
real
folk.
city though. Jackie says, "Hey from UK. Hey, SYNOLVE and Milton. How are you, Jackie? So good to see you. One of the best moderators in the world." DK.
DK says, "I just love to see Black Love watching from the UK. Thank you. I'm glad we got the Wilsons here with us today.
Yeah,
sharing this Black Love journey.
All about Black love.
All about Black love.
All about Black family and Black love. Some people don't believe it's real. We have to come every now and then on the YouTube streets and let them know Black love is real, honey.
Says some of these conversations will be difficult, but life is difficult as well. So thank you for having these conversations regardless.
Yeah, it's very true.
Having them. So this is good that you decided to do this today.
Aww.
It is.
Right. Becky says, absolutely. It's all about you guys.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's all about your family and planning what's best, right?
Yep, I agree with you. Tom Bailey, Kwame says.
All right. Jatan says, true. When I got pushed back from my youngest, I was devastated.
Wow.
How long?
Took me a week to get my bearings back regarding my repat process. And you're right, Brian. Sometimes those people can really just throw you off your game and just set you back. So everybody knows their families and knows who you can and cannot talk to. So yeah.
Yeah, when we talked to our son at first, he was like, "You going where?"
Yeah.
I ain't going to Africa. I was like, "Boy, sit down somewhere." I mean, he had all these plans and he had questions. He had like a 20-point seminar, and then he sat right here. I'm looking at the couch he sat on. He sat right on the couch and he had, "Mom, you got to know the political. You're so climbing." He's like, "Mom, all these political prejudices on Facebook, I used to, but not as much. I used to do a lot of political commentary." He's like, "Mom, you know you can do no political commentary. You have to stop all that out." And so, he was just like, "Mom," he was more worried about me being able to just. And then he said for his dad, that he's a suburbanite. So, how are you going to deal with that? And we are suburbanites. I'm not going to, I'm just going to be real. I'm going to be honest with you.
So you try to find what fits you. So.
And so one of the things that I laughed about was one of the shows that she watches is the 90 Day Fiance show.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
And
that's on Netflix, right?
No, it's on one of the local.
Lifetime? TLC.
Okay.
But they've got another one where it talks about going the other way, where people actually leave America and go and live in other countries.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, I know you're Americanized, you've lived in America, you've got freedom of speech, but you have to understand at the end of the day, you are in their country.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And whatever the rules are in that country,
What they are.
that is what they are. Like say
Exactly.
I've seen stories where it's like, just for saying something, you could disappear.
All the way
We
gone.
talk about that
We
all the
talk
time.
about that all the time.
You can disappear, and be
What
gone.
we consider the norm, that's unacceptable over there. So you have to consider that you are in a foreign country, and those rules are the rules.
Yeah. That's one of the, like, when we're watching that show, one of the things, that just stands out to me so much is like when I was like, you can't, how can they expect bring their Western ways and really, you're in a different culture, you're in a different country, you gotta abide by their rules. And that's one of the things that I do like, how a lot of the different YouTube channels give you that perspective of, when you're coming to this country, you need to learn the rules, the culture of that country. Don't come to those countries thinking you're going to change them.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
That I do.
That's one of the things our son said to us. Don't have an idealized view of Africa. Don't have this idealized view that everything is bubbles and roses and unicorns. That the real nitty gritty of life every day is what you need to really start researching and really starting to find out if this particular country is going to work for you. And I think that's why we're not so settled yet completely on the country, although we kind of know. But for example, one of the things when I look at Tanzania, for example, one of my reservations is the way that the women dress. Now I just can't. I'm very conservative. I'm pretty conservative on my own. And my grandfather was a pastor, and I was raised in Mississippi. And then my grandmother and I later went to a holiness church. My husband doesn't like me to talk about it, but my husband is a reverend. He's an ordained minister. So because sometimes people they start treating you different things. But anyway, so at the same time, so I'm accustomed to being pretty reserved. I'm accustomed to that. But I just can't do cul-de-sacs, man. I can't, that's taking me way back. I mean, I want to be reserved, but I want to still wear pants or wear blue jeans or do, but you go to a Muslim country, and so that continues to be a concern for me. And I think that's why we're going to visit first, because I don't know that I can do it. I was watching one of my dear friends over at the Exodus today, and she was in the elevator to go talk to someone about gyms. I love Tanzania. I love all of that, and so she was sweating a bit. She was like, "Oh," and then she cut the camera. And that's a concern it's a real concern for me. And listening to people, amazing YouTubers who are very honest, like the traveling sister. She said that when she was there, she had a person come up to her and kind of fuss her because she was like, okay, I had to think, well, I guess I am not dressed for the culture, but fine, you don't like the way I'm dressed, I don't think you need to come up to me. But if that's a part of their culture and a part of their way of life, something I have to. Well, I still go probably. It's probably one on the top on my list. But it's
the culture,
yeah.
You have to be honest with yourself. Are you going to be able to adjust to this culture? If you're not honest with yourself, I can't do that. So I mean, coming from the West and going to, I think that's Tanzania.
Yeah,
it has the culture.
It's very strict.
It's very strict. I mean, it's 500 degrees. Women are dressed all the way to the bottom of the feet.
That's hot.
It's hot, but that's just culture.
And so, I'm just gonna tell you, I ain't able. But and it's actually one of the
top places. Water.
We got all this beautiful water, and then do I live in close to where most of the, where the tourist kind of places are. How does that work? But you don't find that in the Gambia or Ghana. You don't find anyone who's gonna come up to you and say to you, don't wear this and that. And see, my mouth is not such. I mean, I don't know. On the day in the mood, I'm just saying I'm pretty, I'm pretty professional, but I don't know, what I'm saying? So that's just something to consider, because you don't in the West, we don't that nobody's gonna come up with you because of the way that you dress. That's just not really gonna happen. They're gonna look at you and roll their eyes, but they're gonna say nothing.
And since you mentioned it, should I say one of the places I used to work? One of the places that
your audio is going out.
Okay, let's see. Is that better?
Yeah.
One of the agencies that I used to work for, I was able to interact with a lot of people from different African countries, and I really got to notice the different demeanor depending on which country they were coming from.
Yeah.
And I would come home and I would tell him sometimes, I'm like, I was like, oh man, I said, I had someone come from, particular African country. I was like, and they were so nice and so kind, and so, and I was helping them out, and I said, but then right after that, I had someone from another, and it was like totally different. And I was like, I said, sometimes I felt like they were like really abrupt. And really, and it's like, and then if I asked a lot, there were, I could see that that cultural difference between a female asking them questions versus a male counterpart may have to come over and ask them something because they wouldn't answer to another male or to a female. And so you could see those differences between, and a lot of that was between the Eastern African countries versus the Western African countries. There is a difference in that the way things are handled, with talking to a female versus a male. And so I would come home and tell him, and then I actually would have, people from, because a lot of times they would come into that job and people from Ghana would actually, are you from Ghana? I'm like, no, not that. Well, I don't know, maybe. Maybe once I do my research and find out, I don't know. I'm from I don't know where, but so I would come home all the time and tell him. I said, they always ask me if I'm from Ghana. I said, I need to find out where I'm from.
Yeah, the ancestry DNA. We had Shayla on from Resplendent Language Arts, and she did her ancestry DNA reveal and she ended up being from Bioko Islands, which is just outside of Nigeria. But there is a difference. And even, I had a dream. So I had this dream, and in the dream, I had this, I was standing behind my husband. We were in Africa. We were in the market. And he was talking to the lady, and I don't even know what we were buying, but he would look at me and he would say price, and I would say, and he would look at me and he would say this one, and I would be like, and so I had this dream, and I told him about it. I thought this was the oddest thing. So then the next day, I don't know who I was watching on YouTube. I do know it was Journey with Us, and they talked about in Tanzania markets, and that the husband speaks at the markets, and the wife is standing behind him silent. And I was like, "What the?"
Yeah.
Right. And I'm, pretty much, I'm kind of can go with the wind. I can be, pretty much laid back. But I don't like to be told what to do now. I can be laid back, but don't tell me now. Or do a certain thing now. That kind of is a problem. So it was like, okay, now what am I getting myself into? And I'm with you on that. I agree with you that there's this idea of difference between East and West Africa. yeah, you know, the Europe. I mean, certain tribes there's this matrilineal match. I will say it wrong because I'm on. But anyway, with the women run, you know, but matriarchy, you know, kind of run, you know, and I'm not trying to be in the Amazons either, you know, where it's all. I'm not talking about that because I think, you know, marriage and life is a partnership, but that's a Western idea.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've seen some of those. Yeah, I'm like, okay.
The time says my return to any country in Mama land can't compare to my ancestors' transport to this land. I'm committed to claiming myself.
Acclimated.
Oh, acclimating.
You have your glasses on. You got that.
Acclimating myself to the culture.
Yeah.
That's important. Acclimating yourself to the culture is going to be important. Culture is very important.
Eyesight is too.
Culture is very important. And so I think that's why we have to have these conversations.
Yeah.
Not idolize, you know, what's going to happen.
Yeah. PK says, "Oh, I have had people in Gambia and Ghana, and I dress conservative."
Yeah. They've come to you in Gambia and Ghana?
Wow.
Oh, Lord. Well, I must
where we going in?
I must go on.
Everywhere. Joseph said, "There's freedom of speech in Africa." My freedom after speech is not guaranteed. There's freedom of speech, but freedom after speech is not guaranteed.
I like that.
Look, I want anybody to think. Let me do a Brian Wilson discussion. We love our Africa. We are pro-African. I don't know Wilson, but pretty sure anybody want to go to Africa is pan-African. So we love Africa, but at the same time, as African Americans, we have to have these real conversations and laugh about it and say it in joy. Really know that you have to acclimate to their culture. It's not about us coming in and running anything.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, we've acclimated to much worse.
Exactly.
So
exactly. Come on, sis, preach. Okay, we got that one.
So Kwame asked the question to you guys: what part of Africa are you planning on moving to? Has that been decided?
No, we're gonna. Like we said, we're on a long-term plan right now. So we're gonna start off by doing visits to different countries. Because one thing that I did when we first started, I started looking at YouTube videos. Is I was showing him everything about Ghana, and I was actually planning because next year for our we just celebrated our 24th wedding anniversary Monday. So initially, you know, we were planning to make our first trip, you know, next year for our anniversary. We were planning for our 25th anniversary.
Wow.
To make our first trip. And I was looking at things, planning for that trip to Ghana. Everything was around Ghana. And so when I would show him, you know, I was like, oh, well, and we were looking at, you know, how a lot of people do the trips with groups.
Yeah.
And the more I showed him, you know, the things and the itineraries with the groups, and we were just like, you know, that won't work for us because we're kind of free spirits, and when we travel, we don't want to just do the tourist things. We want to blend in and go out and see the things that we want to see. Exactly. So he was like, you know, you're showing me too much. I don't want to see too much. I want some things to be a surprise. I don't want to know every part of Ghana before I trip. That's good. He said, then it won't be new. So I was like, yeah, I guess you're right about that. So, my thing was, I was like, but I need to, it's so many different areas. I want to know that we have enough time to go see the things that we want to see. That's good. So that's, you know, so we haven't, you know, like I said, that long-term plan is, you know, to go visit a country every year until we can narrow it down and actually see what fits best for us.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sonya
P says, I'm late. Well, you right on time, baby. Just listen to the replay. You will be just fine. Nyambe says, why are you guys restricting yourselves to East and West Africa? Well, I don't know, but if you have any suggestions, leave them because we're open. So leave them below, and maybe we'll come by and check them out. Stephen says, Miss Wilson, you look just like my aunt Kifua in Ghana. Wow.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Well, I have ordered my African ancestry DNA, and I'm waiting for my results.
Awesome.
Steven says, I'm so happy that y'all are coming back home. I feel happy. So do I.
Good.
DK, woohoo. Jackie, 21 likes, 21 watching. Thank y'all guys.
Good.
More are coming. You guys are Replay Nation. I love that about y'all. So thank y'all. You know, y'all show up for the replay, and that is good for us. Mr. Wilson, can you speak a little for us? I guess the people want you to say something, Mr. Wilson.
I don't know what else I can say.
Well,
I think I talked too much.
No,
I was on here and I said I would answer Milton's questions and we give them a little time because I got up, did stuff around the house, and I wanted to at least have the TV on for football. I've enjoyed myself so far.
Good. Yeah. And we got one more big question to ask you in just a second. Then we're gonna let you go watch that football game.
No, I'm enjoying myself.
Good.
Kwame says, "Wow, well done." Well, thank you, sir. Looks just like the sister. Let's see. Good plan, Mrs. Wilson. Yeah, excellent plan. Thank you, Jackie. DK says,
excellent going to explore. I've been to Gambia, Ghana, and Senegal, and still exploring. So he's still trying to figure it out. That's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, Bay, you got a question.
All right. So, you guys, here we go. Next topic: self-care. Let it sink in for a second. So, during this whole process, it can sometimes be overwhelming. It can be sometimes hard to constantly hear someone you love talk about it day in and day out. It almost seems like 24/7 that your head's about to blow up. So what do you do to help with some of the stress, some of the being overwhelmed, to keep yourself as far as healthy, keep your relationship strong, give people time to detox if they need to, just to make the house stay a happy home? I mean, do you have to sometimes go for walks? Do you turn the TV off? Do you say, this is not Africa week, we're not going to talk about it at all this week? You know, we're going to go watch something else, you know. So what do you guys do as far as self-care?
Watch 90 Day Fiance.
So this is my question.
All right.
We haven't gotten there yet.
No, like I said, my thing is a lot of pass-throughs in the room. You know, I watch 5-10 minutes of some videos and then I'm on to something else. Just like football. You know, I used to sit there and watch. Saturday was football. Sunday was football. After we got home from church, Monday night was football. Thursday was football. Now it's like I'll have it on, and I'm like, okay, I got this to do. I've got that to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's on. I hear it. I can kind of keep up with what's going on, but I can't sit there and watch it all day. Same thing with this. You know, I watch some videos to look at the different pictures, look at the different houses, but honestly, I pick up bits and pieces, talk to her about bits and pieces. If I come upstairs and she falls asleep watching YouTube, I might sit there and watch 20 minutes of it. And it's something that I can talk about later. Good. But it's not something that there's not carved out time to talk about this every single day. So that's my sanity in it. Doing things around the house, outside the house, just not 100% watching YouTube videos. Now, if there have been times where she's come in and told me, I want us to watch this video. You would enjoy this video, and I'll sit there and watch it.
Okay.
And you know, it's conversation for us later. There's conversation about something that I may have seen, or you know, I may joke about this person or that person and what they said. Like I tried to call her sweet juicy mama one day, and she's like, "Nah, I ain't at that status yet."
We talking about that
We
today.
talked about that this morning. I was like,
We talking about that
I
today.
told you, too. And Cynthia, I know because Cynthia and Rick watch this channel, so I'm surprised they didn't pop through today. But look, Cynthia and Rick, I'm talking my husband. If we come to the Gambit and if we you see anything come out of his mouth, and he looking somewhere else and he not looking at me,
It's gonna be a problem.
no.
But yeah, but that's my thing is like I said, I just can't get inundated with videos.
Yeah.
I want to be aware of what's going on. When she
Mhm.
talked about, I don't want to know. I want to be aware of what's going on. Like there was one family we watched, Native Born, in the beginning, and he talked
Yeah,
about the challenges they had with renting. You know, they had stuff taken from them. They had money that they gave out and never got the goods in return. You have to be aware of that stuff. But when it comes to every single, you know, video and picture, restaurant, the trees, different things, I want to be surprised about some of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing we went to Disney one year,
Mhm.
and my dad walked in, and my dad had never gone to Disney before, and it was like he was a kid when he walked in. He was like, "There's not a blade of grass out of place. This is exactly what I've seen on TV every day. Oh my goodness, this is, I can stand here and look at this castle all day long because of what I've always pictured." But me, I'm like, I get so easily frustrated. And I don't know if it's a thing from, you know, something with the military or whatnot, but I'm like, okay, that's cool. Move on to the next thing.
Mhm.
I've seen this. I know what it looks like. I know what it's supposed to look like, but I want to be surprised on some stuff. So that's my thing is I've told her, and I think being honest is one of the best things that can happen. I told her that. So don't expect me to sit there and watch 3 hours of a YouTube video every single day. And I think making sure that she understands that from the beginning clears that up to the point where it's not feelings hurt and let down if I don't do it every single time. But there are times when I will do it.
Yeah. Yep, that's true. And for me, I'm not there yet. Self-care. I actually started watching your self-care because I missed it yesterday, and I started watching it this morning when I was cooking breakfast, and I was like, that is such a good point. That is such a good point because you were making the point about, you know, he's like, even though we know you all like us and you just got to turn it off sometimes, you just got to step away from it. And I said today, he was outside washing the cars, and I went out, stopped the video, and I went outside and told him, I said, Milton just made a very good point, and I got to take I said, I'm going to take some time off from YouTube, and I'm going to stop watching for a minute. After I get caught up this weekend, I'm going to binge watch what I need this weekend. And then the thing about it is, like, I don't know if I mentioned this, is that we have 3 kids. Well, we have 3 kids. 2 are our adults. One, we still have one at home. Our oldest is married, and they don't live here. And then we have the one that's in college, but he's here because of COVID. He had to come back home and do online classes. And then we have our daughter who is, she heard the other day, she corrected me and told me she's 11 because her birthday is the same day as our anniversary. So, you know, a lot of it is like I said, a lot of me watching a lot of the videos is I want them to have a real perspective of what Africa is. And like I said, I just felt like, and I told him, I think it was, it may have been Living My Best Life in Ghana when I was watching a video with Power and Future. And they were talking about something one day, and I can't remember what the topic was. And it just hit me so hard because I think it was they were talking about, or someone made the comment, they wish they had known, you know, the truth about Africa, you know, so much earlier. And that just hit me so hard. And I was like, and I told him, I was like, I want my children to know the truth. I want them to know now. The older ones can make that decision for themselves if they want to go, or if if they don't, or whatever. But I'm like my daughter, you know, she's where we live is very, very, very diverse with people from different African countries.
Wow.
And so she has a lot of interactions through school. You know, the ladies that when I had my hair natural, that braids our hair. You know, I would go to the shop that I would go to had people, ladies from Sierra Leone, from Guinea, from Ghana, and it's like I would talk to all of them, and I would take her with me. And I would talk to all of them, you know, getting their perspective of how, you know, just how they felt about us. Because, you know, that narrative was out there is that Africans from the continent didn't like, you know, African Americans. And so, you know, I would go and I would just start conversations with them about, you know, well, how do you feel about, you know, coming over here? How do you feel about us? Or, I mean, I know you braided my hair, but be honest with me. Tell me, how do you feel about me? Or how do you feel about, what if I were to go with you and go visit the country that you're from, you know? And we just I started having conversations with them, and I got to know a lot, just learned a lot from them, just about, you know, about that not being the truth, about us not liking each other and stuff like, because I was very hesitant, you know, because people had said things, you know, about, oh no, and it was coming from, a lot of times that was coming from other people, not from family. And they would, you know, make those comments and, you know, put that in our heads. And so just talking to them, and then I would talk to my daughter about, you know, friends she would have at school, and they would invite her over. You know, they wanted her to, you know, come play and come taste, you know, African cuisine foods. And that's what she learned, you know, about eating fufu and just different little things like that. And so being in this area really helped me to see we just been lied to for so long.
Yeah, for so long. Yeah.
I think I'm sorry, my phone is.
No, you're fine.
Gotta plug it up.
Yeah, we definitely have been. So it's, you know, important for me, I think there's a difference between how you do self-care or even how you research your country for a woman's heart and for a man. And you know,
that's true.
And that's okay.
Okay.
I like last night I stayed up and I watched Tony and Io. I watched their video, and I watched the Exodus House. I watched a couple of videos, and so that's what I need, right?
Yeah.
I have to feel my spirit as well, but I have to keep in balance too the things that my husband needs, and that there are just times, for example, where he just doesn't, where we just need to take some time for us and do and just have people time or family time that has nothing at all to do with Africa. You know, I had a plan today. It's like, oh, it's going to be cleanup day for me. But my husband said, I think we're just going to take a break, a day off. So what's Sanaa going to do? Sanaa going to do a day, babe. Now I got to give, baby, FaceTime, and do some background. I'm just saying, self-care. So we have to we have to do that, and so just to be able to take care of our hearts. What I need as a woman may be completely different for him. He's a champion surfer. He'll sit there and watch me watching 5 shows. I'm like, how do you do that? We have. I'm like, I can't figure out how you doing. You watching Netflix while you watching Real Cool, and you watching
regular TV.
And it's something Tuba. That's the one. Watching all these different between these different things. And so it's just a difference between what a man needs and what a woman. And that's why I'm, really glad we're having this discussion today, because we can all, be a part of the conversation.
Yeah, we like to stress the couples to just step away from it all.
Mm-hmm.
Sit it down, turn it off. Just go outside, go for a walk, go for a date night, go get some ice cream or whatever you do, just to get your mind thinking about something else. Because the main thing is you still need to keep this relationship here at the forefront of everything. Because you'll need it once you get there. You need it while you're still here. I think a lot of people forget we're not there yet. I mean, we still have to live now until we get there. It can't just be, well, when we get there, okay. If you keep being separate now, One of y'all might not get there.
Yep.
Keep the relationship strong, keep the bond strong, and do what you need to do to improve things. Like, I was gonna go outside this afternoon, but now my partner has decided she's coming outside with me.
Okay, okay, man.
I had planned on going outside. I keep a TV in the garage. So I was just right there like you going to turn my football game on. Just chill.
Is that what's it?
Now,
Okay.
Now that's not gonna happen. So I'm gonna go out there and alone. But I'm gonna have some company here with me. But it's still just doing something different, getting out of the house, not being stuck in the house thinking about YouTube, and black folks, Africa. They're gonna be there.
Yep.
You're gonna love them still. So you have to do things different to keep your mind fresh, to keep your relationship strong, and then have those conversations. Like you, Brian, I can't watch a 3-hour YouTube. I can't watch a 3-hour movie. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Nope.
I can't do it anymore. So I'm like, I can get into the first 5 or 10 minutes of the video. I'm done.
You got the sense of what they're saying.
I've got the base of what they're saying.
Or then he'll come back and ask me what happened.
Yeah, I'm asking what happened, but I can't. I'm just be honest with you. I can't get it. Because it's just too much. And then once you get through with that one, I'm gonna show you one more. You gotta watch another one. And then you watch them 2 or 3 little minutes. But since you watch that, you know what I thought? Look, my goodness.
That's the same thing that we go through.
until I fall asleep and he comes
Yeah, that's a lot, man. So just be patient and be respectful to your partner about these conversations. Self-care amongst each other. So I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I wanted you to. That's why we're having.
I'm sorry.
That's why we're having Kings Week. That's why we're having Talking Black Love, because you need the real. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times on the YouTube, out here in these YouTube streets, you don't get the real thing. You get everybody smiling, everybody's happy, but Puppy and I
gotta keep it real.
There's
country in us.
Yeah, that's just black love. That's just that's all it is. So
just like I'm just gonna tell you a little joke. The guy was talking to the guy in the bar today. He said, "Why do you like Ford trucks?" He said, "Because I can spell Ford, I can't spell Chevy."
So you got to be real.
He spells Chevrolet, so he buys Ford. He can't spell it. He can't spell Chevrolet. Okay. All right, let me get my glasses. I can't see. Okay. All right, so Stephen says, I'm Ghanaian living in Frankfurt, Germany. Wow. And I've had a lot of African Americans here in Germany, and I'm trying to convince them to come back home. Y'all belong to Motherland, not America. Y'all belong to the Motherland, not America. All right, Stephen, thank you, sir. You guys ever did a tour or travel to Frankfurt in your military?
Frankfurt, yeah.
No.
I've been in Germany, but not Frankfurt.
Okay.
So one of the things that I've noticed is we're just conditioned to what we know.
Yeah,
right.
You mentioned Africa, and a lot of people are like, why would you want to go there? You don't have any family over there. You don't have anything over there. And, when you look at the videos and people tell you the sense of relief they got when they got there.
Yeah.
Or, I know one lady was talking about being pulled over by the cops, and the entire time she was like, expecting, and it was like a conversation that took place versus what we deal with here. One thing that I will say that I noticed that I haven't seen a lot of is stories. What got me into everything was the castles, the slave castles. That's what I was intrigued by at the beginning. So everybody's got their hook on what makes them want to go back to Africa. And I thought that was cool for people to say that you can still smell the stench of the bodies in the castles now, all these years later, some scientific stuff is amazing to me. Like you hear people talk about hurricanes and how each one of them start in the exact same place as the door of no return. They start there and then travel across the ocean to here. So I was like, that was a lot of connections to what we go through and how everything originates from Africa, and we basically deal with it here. So there's a lot of reasons that people get into it, and those videos with the nightlife, you know, the cars, that may be the catch for a younger generation. But for me, it was that door of no return, and hearing those stories of people that went back over there and the feeling of oneness that they got behind going back to Africa. One thing that I did have a question for the comment was, why Frankfurt, Germany, not Africa?
Yeah, he said y'all belong to. Yeah. He's a Ghanaian in Frankfurt. So Steve, you have to tell us how you end up in Frankfurt. My mom and my stepdad was stationed in Frankfurt for a while, for several years. My brother actually learned how to say his first words in German. So inquiring minds want to know. How do you Frankfurt, sir? 90-day fiance, says Jackie. I thought you bring up a good question, a good interesting point, because now I feel like one of the things I kind of said was that I feel like we are creating a door of return. The Lord, as we go, as we come back home, we're opening the door. So that door that was supposed to be closed to us forever, we are the ones who are opening that door, and it shall never be closed again. So we are doing an amazing thing by going back home. WM West Coast 1980 says,
I was a huge fan, but once I started the repatriation plan, nothing in America interests me anymore. Wow.
Yeah. I kind of found that out for myself as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the policy. Tell me what you were saying. Being honest, I see, is the policy. Okay. I totally get you. I need to visit, says Jackie. I need to visit a few countries before choosing one, and nothing else matters this year. Ms. Wilson, did you know the day you are born? She don't know. She don't even remember her birthday. She don't know her birthday. JAQ, Nana Boss Kitchen on YT. She makes the most amazing African foods. She's based in Arizona.
Okay.
I'll have to check her out. I haven't seen her.
Arizona, huh?
This question is for the wives.
Question for the wives.
Seem to be more open and eager to get to the continent. What is your motivation for going? You go first.
You know what? Quite honestly, and I think I may have been watching a video, Expat Life in Ghana, and Tony made the comment about having that conversation with his boys about driving, and his father having had that conversation with him, and so on. And that really, really, really set with me, and because we have two boys and a daughter, and it really touched me, because I started thinking, I'm like, he's exactly right. Why should we have to keep having this conversation with our kids and preparing them for just sense of evilness when there is another option?
Right.
And for me, I just want to have a life, and I want to see us in the majority. And I'm just going to be honest. I want to be in a place where I see us and our kids see other kids where they're the majority, because like you said, we live in the suburbs of DC, and and there is diversity. But my daughter made the comment to me, was it last year, when she made that comment about that she's always tired of being the only person of her in her class.
Gotcha.
And so that just kind of like, I'm like, yeah, it shouldn't. She's like, the area is diverse, but my school, every year I'm the only one in my class.
Wow.
So like I said, for me, the motivation is, showing my children that, you know, there is life somewhere else that can be better for them, better opportunities to see themselves in a positive light always, and not in whatever the media tells us what you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to do based on someone else's narrative.
It's good.
Very good. For me, I want to the whole idea of creating a door of return, the whole idea of doing something that they said we could never do, to do something that the Jim Crow laws and all of the slavery laws and everything they tried to do through the media to keep us separated from the motherland, all of that is the reason why I want to go. I am that person that you tell me no, I want to. I mean, yes, yes. And so as we are coming into our own now and waking, you know, coming out of this slumber, Rip Van Winkle slept for 100 years, and we've been asleep for over 500 years, and so now that we are awakening to who we are, I feel the call of the ancestors to come back home. I feel this nudge, this gentle push that says, remember who you are. Remember who you were created to be. Remember the beauty of your skin. Remember the beauty of your hair. Remember. And so as I, you know, hear that in my spirit, you know, I'm like, it's time to go home. And the whole thing of having to talk with our son, because our son lives in Boston, and having that constant worry for him, and even, you know, having to worry about our daughter is something that I don't want to have to do. And I want to reclaim this heritage of, you know, definitely the positives of the African culture where it relates to family. We get in the West and we forget family. We forget to take care of one another. We forget that we, you know, eat out of the same plates, and we live together, and we love together, and we play together, and we have a huge community. We support the Wilsons, and the Wilsons support the Crafts, and we truly, honestly want the best for you and the best for each other. Sometimes, you know, like we run into people and we've lost that as a community. You know, a couple of 50 years ago, 20 years ago, when I was 30 years ago, Black people were family. Everybody could whoop you. You do one thing on the street, everybody. Now, don't you tell me, you know, and I don't mean that I need the community to come out and govern everybody, but just the love that we share and just the concern that we share for each other is something that I want to get back. We thought that the West somehow had the best teaching and the best information, and now we found out as we've gotten older that it was all an illusion. That it was all an illusion.
Well, for you guys, yeah, go ahead. So you got I said a lot of this was a woman-based question to the women, but one thing that I did have an issue with.
Your sound is a bit off there.
Is that better?
A little bit.
A little bit.
I don't know how you.
That's it right there.
All right. But this question was addressed to the women as far as getting back to the continent. But one of the things that I did have concern with, you know, we talk about PTSD and military, but something as simple as learning how to drive. Why is that something that we have to talk to our kids about, our boys, about how to govern yourselves when you're pulled over by the police?
Right.
You know, when we have these, when we have the riots going on and the protests going on, you know, I had people say, well, I don't understand this. I don't get this. You know, neighbors talk to me about certain things, and I told them, yeah, you can have empathy for me, but you've never dealt with what I deal with. You never had to sit there and you go to bed whenever you go to bed. But if you go to bed at 10 o'clock and you told your, you know, you fall asleep at 9 o'clock, normally with no problem. But now you tell your kid to be home at 10:30, 11 o'clock. If they don't get home at 11 o'clock, you automatically go into this worry that something's happened to them. And not necessarily something because of something they did. It could be just the fact of, you know, a cop having a bad day. And you're sitting there with PTSD as a kid learning how to drive. The stuff that you've told over and over again. Don't do this. Don't do that. You know, you look at these videos on the news of Minnesota shot in front of his own girlfriend and kid when he told the cop, yes, I have a gun in the car. I'm a legal gun owner. I have my license. Still shot. Those are the type of things that I have a problem with. And part of the reason you want to get around, and like she said, the majority. Another thing, you know, I've worked with nonprofits before, and we put on these big events, and, you know, you want to showcase different kids doing different things. And one of the things that irks the hell out of me, and I'll just say it, oh, he speaks so well. Like, this is America. English is the language. You didn't say that for the white kid that just got up there 3 minutes ago and said that. Or the, you know, other people. You didn't say that. You got to stay on code. But you didn't say that for the other people that got up there, because this kid got up there and he looks a certain way and he speaks proper English. Oh, it's so abnormal. And that really bothers me, that we have to deal with things like that on a constant basis and being judged against the standard that, you know, we teach, but people have different, they're raised differently. But because one person stands out, because they're, you know, and unfortunately they're given preferential treatment because of who they are, how they're raised, how they speak or whatnot, and you take it and you run with it. But that shouldn't be what we're judged by in all cases.
Exactly.
So being in the majority, again, like she said, that's one of the things that I'm interested in. Not necessarily anything else, but being around people where I feel comfortable and don't have to be on guard, you know, don't have to watch every single word I say to the point where I'm like, okay, well, I guess I offended them because I said XYZ and didn't speak my mind, or I spoke my mind and now I offended them.
Absolutely. So now, Milton, it's your turn.
I mean, that's a soapbox I could get on and go. I grew up, like I said, in this small country town, and when we grew up, it was one side, other side. You stayed on your side, we stayed on our side. I mean, that's it. And we still live in the town that I grew up in today. We live in a suburb, and it's pretty much the same. We are the only people of this stage in this suburb. So guess what? When we go outside every day, the first thing that we see is these beautiful little flags of this little man in the big house all around us.
All of them.
That's all we see up and down the street. It's like, really? You know, but they're quick to come out. Hey, how you doing, neighbor? How you doing, neighbor? Like, it just started after 3-4 years. They finally started. But you're right. We should not have to be in a position where I just have to be taught something differently in order just to survive. You know, my biggest, I'm not going to say fear, but my biggest thing is, like you said, our son is in Boston. I'm not a Boston fan. And I worry about him all the time being harassed or treated unfairly because of who he is. He's a nice kid. He understands. We taught him what he needs to do in certain situations. Like you said, that one day when one person decides that they want to just go above and beyond what they're hired to do, and they do something to my son.
Yeah.
Now that's not going to sit well with me. I'm just going to be honest with you, and I can't say how I'm going to react. So I expect myself to be confident. I ain't gonna lie.
What's the apology?
Cause try Jesus, don't try me.
Don't try me.
That lady hands. I heard that song yet?
Yeah.
You heard it. Let him hear it, yeah.
Don't try me.
Don't try me. But you're right. We shouldn't have to live in a society where we are treated as a minority. Because we're not a minority. So we have to come together as people and do what we need to do to support and take care of one another. If that's moving to the motherland, we're going to the motherland. All
right, now y'all heard about TV.
We're not stand for this. I mean, I'm in my 50s and I've lived it for so long. Enough is enough. I mean, enough is enough. Like I said, I could go on all day about that stuff. But you know, for me, the biggest thing about going to the motherland is being around, like you said, the majority, being around people who look like me, act like me, know my culture, know my heritage. We can relate, even if we may not be able to speak the same language at the moment. We still can relate. I mean, people of color can do this, that, or anything.
Yep.
I don't care where you go. It's universal, and you know that right there. So we have to get back to that, like you said. It's all about family. And if we don't put family in front, well, we have nothing. We can, regardless of what's going on in society, we still need to put that family in that high bond. But yeah, that's just my little spiel too. But you know, Sonia said, "You guys all look lovely. Welcome to the world. Welcome to the world."
Thank you.
So this is the one that's best for you right here. If you guys decide to go to Ghana for a visit, Joseph says he would love to host you guys if you come to Ghana. So
we'll take you on that opportunity, Joseph.
Yeah, keep that in mind. That'd be awesome.
Now, yeah, y'all watch Joseph because Joseph wants to host everybody. I see you.
Joseph's going to have a big family.
Joseph will come in the chat after all the videos. But you know what? You know, I'm laughing about it, but the beauty of the Motherland and Africans is how kind they are.
Yeah, people are very friendly.
On Sunday dinner, you stop by a friend's house on Sunday after church, and they come on and eat dinner. Now they be peeping out the window.
Don't open the door.
Yesterday.
It is.
Yeah. Oh God.
So Stephen answered your question. He said, living in Ghana, I've never heard of the word racism until I came to Europe. I'm determined to make sure that my kids will never live in a place where they will be minority.
Again.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jackie
That's a good point.
That's a very good point.
That's a good point. Jackie says, that's why I love this channel. SYNOLVE always reminds us of who we are. You sweet, Jackie. I love you. I love you. Marianne, thank you to the panel members for your honesty. We thank you for that question, sis.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. This has really helped a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to be honest, and you know that's the one thing that I love about you guys. We're hubby and I are glad you came because we need to hear honesty, and you need to hear more married couples as well. You know, from our perspective, because it can be a little different. We're hosting singles week is next week, woo! But you know, we need to hear couples tell their story.
Yeah.
Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. I am Congo.
You guys are the early birds. After 2020, Black people.
2022.
Oh, 2020. Ooh, After 2022, Black people eyed the West, in the West, flock to the motherland. Something is coming. All right.
Yeah, you can feel it.
I am Congo.
Yeah, you can feel it. You can feel it. Unless Kwame says, unless Mother Africa is helped to heal and able to stand up on her feet, the Africans, wherever we are, will always struggle. Africa, for me, is the future. Oh, they got the. That's why I love the people in the chat. You are answering the questions as well. So thank you for that, Kwame. That's why you want to return home. Thank you so much. Yes. We are going home to build and to be a blessing to Mother Africa because, of course, Mother Africa has given us so much, and so it's time now to return the favor. Jackie says 24 watching, 26 like. If you didn't like on your way in, like on your way out, we would surely appreciate that. Thank you so much. With just happiness for the YouTube algorithm. Jackie AQ says,
you're never too young,
old,
lame, fit, and strong to go back home. It's all about the planet.
It's all about the planet.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I am Congo says God is a master planner. Yes. There's a reason why he left Africa in that state. Africa is the future, and it will be more developed than the West. Facts. All right.
So you guys have been awesome, and we appreciate your 100% honesty.
Yeah.
So before we get ready to go in just a second, what are some things that you may want to share that you think may be beneficial to someone else who's listening?
Your final thoughts,
Tips,
wrap up.
comments, suggestions, ideas.
Oh, now he first.
I love it.
Just that one nugget that you think may help somebody else just to make a decision.
I think, you know what, it's just like, just do your research. You start if you have any inclination or anything in you that's saying start looking into it or start making a plan. Don't just, push it aside. Just, start doing your research. And like you said, everybody's not going to move at the same pace. Go at your own pace, make your own plan, and do what works best for you. And you may have to change that plan. You may have to, have a plan A, have a plan B, have a plan C. Yeah. Whatever it is, do what works best for you. And just always keep prayer, planning, and preparation.
All right. Awesome.
I think as I started off, planning is everything.
Yeah.
If you plan to, make $1 million and you do everything to make that $1 million and you fall short or you exceed it, either way, you've done something that you probably would not have done if you didn't plan.
Wow.
Falling short, that tells you I've got to do a little bit more. I have to extend my deadline. I have to cut this out. I have to cut that out. I need to add this. But if you exceed that deadline, you've already hit it, and that can propel you to something bigger and better. So that planning is key. Doing your own research and making sure that you understand that everybody will not have the same zealous feelings that you have. So I think that is the key takeaway from me, that everybody is not you. You have to be your own person and come up with your own plan. Not going to say necessarily before you tell anyone, but be sure to know what you plan to do instead of working someone else's plan.
Exactly.
Awesome. Wise words from the Wilsons.
Wise words from the Wilsons. Yeah.
Thank you, Kathy.
Well, guys, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you.
Thank you for teaching me to be on code.
Hey, I go through it every day.
Look, we're still learning. We're still learning. So
yeah, you have to keep, because you can't let everything out. I agree.
Yeah.
Not let everything out. Mr. Kraft, say blessings to the people.
Hey, thank you both. Beautiful couple. Thank you for your great insight, your conversation, the nuggets of truth that you shared. This has totally been a blessing to us and all of those who are listening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We wish you the best on your journey, your planning, your preparation, your family, your self-care, everything that you do from this day forward. We wish you the best. And stay connected now. Stay connected.
Yeah.
We all stay connected with each other to help support each other on this journey. You're not in this alone. Right. I try to tell people that all the time. Don't try to do it by yourself. All in this together. So hey, thank you guys. We wish you the best for the rest of your day. Turn the TV off. Turn the YouTube off.
Turn the YouTube off.
Turn the YouTube off.
Come on.
Go hang out with your hubby today. It's what, 4:00 on the East?
Yeah,
it's time. Go get ice cream like the sun is still shining pretty.
It is.
For the rest of this beautiful day.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having us. We have it. This has been a blessing for us, and we have enjoyed it. I mean, I didn't think he was going to stay this long, but we enjoyed it. This has been really nice.
Good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys so much.
Madase, Asante Sana. We love you guys so much, and we're gonna see you in the motherland if we don't.
Yes, we will.
In between with some barbecue and we eat.
Hey, bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye. That was amazing. Wasn't that good?
Mm-hmm.
That was good. That was good. That was good.
Yeah, that was awesome.
All right. Yeah. That was good. They are such an amazing couple, and it's good to talk to other couples who are on this journey with you. Then you can kind of connect. You can kind of see what they're thinking, and then you find out we're all thinking the same thing. Beautiful couple, the Wilsons. Hey, I don't know if the YouTube channel is in their future.
Probably is.
But they got some amazing stuff coming if it is, because we need more strong kings. We need, come on, y'all.
And queens too.
We need more strong kings and people who will just come on and tell the truth. Right? Yeah. Just come on and just share the truth. Come on in and share, your journey, how it is, the real of the real. Yeah. And we are so grateful to Brian and to Levecchia for just sharing their day with us.
Yeah, that was awesome. We do appreciate that.
So much. They are an amazing couple, y'all. They are an amazing couple. Y'all are all amazing too. And I love y'all. Let's see. The sense of community is a cornerstone of Ghanaian foundation, says Stephen. I know y'all will find happiness in Africa.
Wonderful.
Jack AQ says, you know it. Kwame says, Mr. Milton and Brother Wilson, the Africans that were brought to you snake around 500 years ago were brought as enslaved people, and the relationship between then and us has not changed. We're still family. We are still family. Yes. Stephen says Africa is the only continent that doesn't import any raw materials from anywhere, and it shows the richness of Africa, right? And that is one of the things that we're excited about as family continues to come home, to be able to invest in the richness of Africa and the beautiful raw materials, and also the culture and the family. There's so much to come home to. Karima says, family, home sweet home, come home, please. Good vibes. Yeah. Thank you to the Wilsons. Yes, thank you. Thank you to the Wilsons for joining us today. It was a lovely,
awesome,
lovely day. A lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Jackie AQ says,
nice way to spend Saturday night in the UK. All right.
You can spend all your Saturdays with us. We love you. Kwame and Milton and SYNOLVE. Yes, thank you, Kwame. We appreciate you. We appreciate you so much. All right. It's good.
To encourage one another. It de-stresses. Exactly.
That's self-care.
Self-care.
That is self-care. All right, guys. Well, Milton, do you have any final thoughts? Because I think this is your last day, boo.
This is my last day.
No, don't go.
It's been a great week. We've enjoyed talking to a lot of great people, a lot of great comments, a lot of great suggestions.
Super chats.
Black love, the journey to the motherland. You talked about planning. You're talking about self-care. You're talking about how to talk to your spouse, how to talk to your children. It's been great. So, hey, if you guys get a chance, go back and do some video watching to get these great nuggets, and join the WhatsApp and share some of your comments and thoughts so we can stay connected. And also sign up for the newsletter at myrepatjourney@gmail.com, and we can all share some great information. And remember, we're on this journey together. Nobody is in this by themselves. Find somebody you can connect with to lean on. If you need to share, have someone just to lay it all out to talk about, be sure to do that. So, hey, thank you all for your support this week. For everyone who's contributed, everyone who's been a part of the chat, the conversations. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Milton, I can't wait to see you in Ghana.
Hey, who knows? We may get a chance to swing by.
Jackie says 28 likes.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you for that. Milton, I have appreciated you so much.
I appreciated you having me.
Yeah, for being here this weekend. Of course, I'm trying to encourage Milton to have his own YouTube channel, to do a business channel.
Wow.
Because I think it's much needed. You need more men in this, strong brothers in this space, kings who can really be honest, really be real, and share wisdom.
It's good.
And I think you have that wisdom. I tell you that all the time. And so I am looking forward to watching your YouTube channel myself.
Okay. All right.
Well, to all of you, Thank you so much. I appreciated Levecchia bringing her husband along.
Thank you.
Brian.
Thank you and Brian. Thank you so much, Levecchia.
It was beautiful conversation and great to connect with another couple.
It was.
Yeah, because we don't often get to talk to another couple about Africa. Mm-hmm. So I'm just tickled pink. I'm just excited and deep in my spirit. I might have to go let let Bay, I'm such in a good mood. I might just let Bay go out by himself into the garage and watch by himself.
Not gonna happen.
I'm in such a good mood. But I am just grateful for today. Remember the WhatsApp group. For those on replay, thank you so much, Replay Nation, for joining us. I know some of you all will watch the whole replay video, and we appreciate that. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. Jackie. We appreciate you for being the moderator today, along with Frederick and Kwame. You guys are amazing. You will be back, brother. Well done. Very wise words. Yes, I've already got. He's coming back for planning, another finance planning video. He's coming back for a business video. So I've already got about 3 videos scheduled for Bay to come back, and he's got to come back regularly to talk about couples and Black love. It's going to be a regular segment.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Maybe. Yeah. I think so. I think it should be weekly. What do you think?
Okay.
All right. You heard him. He said, okay. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I can't wait to come to your channel being interviewed. Well, you just send me all of your details, Steve, and tell me all about yourself and what you do and the amazing things you're doing, where you're from. Tell me your background. Send it to me at myrepatjourney@gmail.com, and we'll check it out. Yay, Milton. Right. Milton is coming back. Yay, Milton. Be sure, if you'd like to donate and share in our journey, be a part of our journey. Then we have a GoFundMe page, and it is linked in the description box below. If you'd like to share a gift, we would appreciate it. If not, it's okay. We'll get into the Motherland anyway. But if you'd like to be a part of our journey, the link, the opportunity is there. Right. You can also share by PayPal and through Cash App as well. And for those of you who have already donated through Super Chat and through GoFundMe and also through PayPal and what's the other thing? Cash App. We appreciate you. You know who you are. I've shouted you out during the week. Look. It's been an amazing week because I just love you. I just love you guys and how much you support us and what a blessing you are to myself and to my family. You know what? Support Black media wherever it can be found. Support Black media. If Black media is pouring into your life, if they're answering the questions you want to answer, if they're bringing up the topics you need to be discussed and they're filling you and filling your soul, support Black media. All right. Support it. Support it. Support it. All right. The WhatsApp is there. You can join the WhatsApp and you can join my Repat Journey, the Facebook group on Facebook, and you can connect with me and Milton on Facebook because we are there. Milton and I are on Facebook as well. All right, guys. As you know, as I always say, you are amazing. You are beautiful. You are wonderful. You are special. You are divine. You are infinite. You are wise. You have everything that you need within you to do all that the Most High has called you to do and to be. You are beautiful. You are infinite. And you are loved. You know why? Honey, baby, because you just are. I love you so much, and Milton and I are going to see you in another video real soon. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
I love you. Thank you so much for being a part of this series and being a part of our journey. Bye-bye, guys. We love you, fam. Bye-bye.